Are you coasting? One of the best pieces of advice I ever got as a basketball player did not come from a teammate, and it did not come from a coach. I got some really good stuff from some of my teammates, and I got some great stuff from some of my coaches. I got some bad stuff from some coaches and some bad stuff from teammates too. But the best advice I ever got in basketball came from this random dude that I was playing pickup ball with in LA Fitness, the LA Fitness Andorra, which is, if you're from Philadelphia, that's where I'm from. So there's a section of town called Andorra, and there's a big LA Fitness there inside of a shopping center, or at least there was an LA Fitness there. I don't know what's there now. It's probably still a gym. I haven't been to that area in a long time, especially since I left Philadelphia. But anyway, I was playing pickup there. This is when I was 23 years of age. I had just had my first professional ball experience. I was in Lithuania, came home, and I was playing pickup at this LA Fitness like every day. And after we got done playing, I was in the locker room going to get my stuff, and one of the guys I've been playing with, he was like an older guy, and in Philly we called him old heads. So he wasn't really that old. He was probably like 35, but at the time I'm like 23. So he approached me in the locker room. We had been on the same team in a couple of the pickup games. So he came to me and said, he knew my name and all that. He said, "Dre, hey, let me tell you something. Let me talk to you real quick." And he said, "Dre, I'm gonna tell you something that." First, he gave me some compliments. He was like, "Yeah, I seen you do some stuff. Your athleticism, your ball handling, like you can do stuff that a lot of players can't do. You got pro level skills. But I'm gonna tell you something that you probably have heard before from your coaches and things like that, is that sometimes you coast in games. Like you play hard at some points, and then there are other points where you kind of like chill out and you ain't really doing nothing. You ain't really trying. You kind of like giving a half-assed effort." And he was 100% correct. That I had heard that from coaches in the past, and he was right, that even that day when we were playing pickup, there were times in the games where I would kind of just chill and not do anything, and he was pointing it out. But at the same time, I had the skill to where I could do something all the time. I just wasn't doing it. I'm bringing all this up to make this point to you in this video, which is about catching yourself coasting. Because when he told me that, I took a note of it in my own mind. I gotta catch myself when I'm coasting, because most people, they might be playing with me or see it, but they're not going to call me out and say it directly to my face the way that guy did. He didn't have to do that, because I didn't know that dude from anywhere. Never seen him before that day, and as a matter of fact, I have not seen that dude since. Don't even know his name, nothing about him. And so if he's watching this, appreciation to that guy, because I kept that message throughout the years. And this is all about catching yourself when you're coasting, catching yourself when you're not moving at the pace that you need to be moving at, or as fast as you could be moving, or doing the things that you could be doing. And the reason why this matters is because in life, the most valuable resource we have is time. Because the other four most important investments that you make in life, money, attention, energy, and focus, you can run out of those and come back to tell the story of not having them. You can tell the story of not having money. You lose energy, you can go take a nap. You lose attention, put your attention on something else, your attention span will increase. And if you lose focus, go outside, take a walk in the park, and you come back, your focus will come back. You eat a Snickers bar, drink a Red Bull, you'll have focus all over again. So all of those you can have zero and come back. If you get zero when it comes to time, they call that death, and it's game over. So coasting is when you are moving at a pace such that you have time to waste and time to spare. And when that time runs out, I just told you what happens. So we always want to move at our fastest possible pace with our foot on the gas pedal. Why? Because the faster we move, and the faster we think, the faster we make decisions, and the faster we act, the faster we get to our outcomes. That allows us to live more life in this short period of time that we have that is called life. Because nobody's life goes on forever. So we want to get as much into our lives, pack or compress as much into our lives as possible while we still have time to do so. Because when the time runs out, again, there is no story to be told. At least not by you. You can't tell your own story when you're dead. Somebody else will have to tell your story, and they're going to tell their version of the story, which might leave out the pieces that you want people to know. So everything you want people to know about your story, you better make sure you live it. And make sure that it's known and documented and out there, so that if somebody else has to tell your story, they're telling the right parts of it. And the best way to make sure that gets told is for you to write it. It's for you to tell that story based on your thinking, your decisions, and your behaviors. But you can't do any of this if you are coasting and not going as fast as you could, not moving when you could be, not doing the things that you could be doing, simply because you are, again, loafing. You catch yourself lunching, as we used to say, or sleepwalking, as a lot of people go through life. So catch yourself if and when you are coasting. Move as fast as you possibly can. Do not allow time to be wasted. And let me tell you the most pernicious way the time gets wasted these days. Most of you probably already know. As a matter of fact, what you're doing right now is one of them. Now, you're not wasting time listening to me because I'm giving you something that's of value. I'm always going to give you substance when you come to my material. But a lot of stuff that you come across on the internet, whether it be YouTube, all the other social media platforms, your text messages, checking your email, or whatever other nonsense you got on your phone, this is the biggest time-wasting device that has ever been created, was the smartphone. It's called a smartphone, but it actually makes people dumber because they stop thinking and they use it to turn their brains to the off switch so you don't have to think, so you can be entertained by the nonsense that's on the phone. So you got to be careful about how your smartphone is using you rather than you using it. Because when the phone is using you, that's when you get in the mental coasting mode, and that's where time gets wasted. When you are mentally coasting, you don't notice the time going by. There's a reason why casinos don't have clocks inside of them. The reason is they don't want you to notice how much time is going by while you are in there in a situation in which the house has all the advantages, and the longer you stay in there, the more money you lose. They don't want you to notice that time is leaving. They just want you to lose all your money and not realize that your time's going at the same time. These people just ran right across the red light. That's how people die in cars. But anyway, you want to compress life, as much of it as you can, into the life that you have by moving as fast as possible, never coasting, not allowing your smartphone or your friends or any other distractions. Definition of a distraction is anything other than what you're supposed to be focused on in the moment, which means you got to be clear on what your focus in the moment is supposed to be. Don't let any of those take life away from you. And when someone takes your time, they're taking your life. It's not your money, it's your time that's the most valuable thing. Coasting is how time gets wasted. Everybody got it? WorkOnYourGameUniversity.com. Link down in the description.